Hello everyone, this is Kat
and Amber,
and we are Wandering Soup, and we are starting our day out by checking out the city around us and you know, doing what we do, talk a little talk. We want to take you with us as we do our morning walk. That's all I need. Ooh. So it is mighty warm here in Merida. It's a good warm though, right?
Yeah, it is. It actually could be much worse. Much worse. It'll be a breeze would be nice.
It would be.
Breeze would be nice.
You want to keep straight?
Yeah.
Let's keep straight.
So right now it's not even all that like busy. Like there are people out, but the streets are not packed. Even where we live, right in Centro.
Right.
It's pretty easy to walk the streets. Don't have to worry about getting sideswiped by a car.
Right. Alright y'all, we are finally sitting down in the park. We walked around, it's a little hot, but you know, you gotta get your sun time in before it gets too hot.
That's true.
And yeah, so we figured we'd talk about, I think, something that was on our mind, a little bit, and that's sights, sounds, and smells, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they mean when you're looking at moving abroad, what those three things mean. I think it gives the energy that you speak of when you speak of a place too. Right.
That's true. A lot of times when we're describing like something we've been on, like a trip we've been on, we're gonna immediately evoke like the things we saw, the things that we smelled, the way we felt. Like that's what jumps out at us. Those are the memories, right?
Right.
So
sight, sounds, and smells.
Yeah.
So one of the things that when I equate to sight is the colors. There's like this huge color burst in Mexico and in other countries in Southeast Asia. In the French Antilles, the Caribbean, even in Iceland, there's this color everywhere. And also used to American buildings, which are usually some form of white, right? Beige, alabaster, gray, but it's not blues and purples and greens and yellows, at least not on the outside. And to me, when I walk the streets of Mexico and other countries that I've visited, it's just energy giving.
No, that's true. I mean, and if you're tired or whatever, like it gives you that extra, that effort to like keep going and like be motivated. It's really inspiring, I think. Yeah.
And the architecture is different, of course, what you expect, but what you don't expect is the little quirks that make that country that country. Like even in the French Antilles, I kept driving past this like center circular area that had a lot of colorful things, and I realized it was a mausoleum. Or a funeral. I mean, it's a graveyard, but it was mausoleum style, and it was colorful. You know, I was like, oh, I thought that was like an exhibit or something. I was like, oh, this is where people live and pass on, and they still live and die in color. It's a beautiful thing to me.
Same with like statues too. Like statues aren't necessarily like colorful, but in other countries, I mean, we have statues in America, right? But I'm talking about like the temples and things that you see in other places. Not just temples, but the actual monuments to like culture and to people and history. Like, I mean, we need to soak all that up anywhere we are, like in America, and then wherever you go, like soak that history and that culture up with those things.
Right. Next up is sounds, right? So we're outside right now. The birds, the people,
the birds,
the cooking. There's cooking going on. I love it. You know, I've always thought that I wanted a quiet environment to live in. I lived in the suburbs. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in the neighborhood. You know, if a car came through, you could look out because it was just so unusual at times. And I realized that's just not me. I like the hustle and bustle noise. I like people living around me. I want to know. And then when I don't hear no noise, then I'm a little bit worried. Like, what did happen?
Right, that's true.
What happened? Was there a natural disaster going on I don't know about? Those are the sounds, I think, when it comes to traveling that you equate to places. Right. It's beautiful. I love it all.
Right, like the sound, like our son, he still, when we go places, he still will just shout out randomly, tuk tuk, tuk tuk,
right,
because he's so used to, we were in Cambodia, like hearing it everywhere we go, like somebody was yelling that at us literally to catch a ride, so he just likes to say it just because, and that's his memory of Cambodia, like one of his largest memories.
Tuk tuk.
Right.
And they will tuk tuk you to death.
Oh, speaking of sound,
there's the church. Telling us what time it is. Every hour. On the hour.
And we live right next to it. Right. So, we definitely.
Last thing is smells. Right, I equate smells with travel. Oh my goodness! When I stepped off the plane in Hawaii, when I was living there, I mean, and I lived there, so it felt like home. All the flowery scents in the air. I mean, 'cause you get off the plane on the tarmac, and you're instantly moisture, warmth, and flowers. And I still love it. I thought it was just the thing, you know. And then when I was in Iceland, Alaska, the crispness of the coldness almost was like a smell to me, right? I mean, it's mixed living and food and things of that nature, but the ice gave it off its own smell to me. So I think of smells when I'm traveling a lot.
That's true. I mean, and heat definitely has its own smell, obviously.
Right.
In good ways. Like, I love the sun. I love being in the sun. So to me, like the sun and grass and trees, like the smell of those, and so it's definitely here in Mexico. But even in like we were in Cambodia, and you know the heat there, like it's crazy. And so when you walk through like the open markets, which we did that a lot, and all over Southeast Asia, you get hit with all the smells, like everything, especially like the fruits, the vegetables, the meat, the seafood that's just out and been out all day. Like that's a different special kind of smell, but you don't forget it.
Right.
You never forget it. Even in Ghana, even in Africa, on the continent, the heat and the open air markets and the smell is just like amazing. And the energy of it with that, I mean, you're just not ever gonna forget it. Right.
And that's what we're basically telling you all these things to like connect it with your travel experience and your move experience. If you're looking for a place and you're like, I don't know what it is about it that doesn't resonate with me. It may be one of those three things: the sights, the sound, or the smell just doesn't connect with you and where you're at that on that part of your journey. So get up and move. You know, go somewhere where those three things sync for you and they're a good experience. I've been in countries or even cities, even like Houston, for instance. I love the energy of Houston. Lived there for a few years. So we're not just talking about worldwide. We're talking about even in your state, in your country. Just move until that energy feels good. Those sights, those sounds, those smells are connections for you. They are what can bring you to ground. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. And also realizing like what those things bring out in you too, because sometimes you need to look at that and explore that. It might bring out something in you that you never discovered before, and it might be a good thing for you.
Right. Yeah. So that is sight, sounds, and smells when thinking about traveling or moving or even visiting different countries. I am Kat.
And I'm Amber.
See you in the next video, y'all. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, love, leave us a comment or two. Tell us what you want to talk about. Peace and love, y'all.